Hello, hello. Check. 1, 2. Hello, hello. Check. 1, 2. Uh-oh. I am in a loop of... Okay. Here we go. Hopefully I will not have an echo. I've been working on my sound. Can anyone hear me out there? All right. Thank you. Excellent. So you can hear me okay? That's excellent. I'm going to start the stream then. Hello. Welcome back. This is Maya and this is greenARTS. Welcome back or welcome to the Completionist series that I'm doing. My name is Maya, as I said before, and this is greenARTS. We've been working on some cute little plushies and projects that my students have neglected to complete and had moved on. And so I had a box full of beautiful little plushies. So that wasn't finished yet. So this is that series to finish those plushies. So let me bring you in so you can see some of the things that we've already worked on. Just in the last session, we worked on this little shield for Harry Potter, and we did a cute donut with lots of little sprinkles. Here, why don't I move to 3 so I can be with you guys while we do this. What else did I work on last week? Oh, yeah. We had this hot air balloon with this cute little basket that hangs. This one can be hung. What else do we have here that we finished? I know we did this from the first week. We did this doll. We did this guy. So we have all these cute little projects that we've been pretty much completing because I just couldn't throw them out. And I thought they needed their day in the sun, as it were, so that that we can enjoy them. You know, sometimes things get left behind and you just throw them out, and with this stuff I just couldn't. All these are so precious, and I wanted to make sure that we gave them their day. And so with these finished, I have a box full of some more that need some work. So let's see. Let's put these back. And let's bring up this box, which will have some thread and some other projects that we could possibly work on today. I have not gone through a lot of these because I just kind of wanted to do it with you and kind of do this process together. So let's see what we have here that we can go through. Some are just fabric, but like we have this little, wolf, probably a little wolf. We have this heart, which would be simple enough to complete. So we've got some extra fabric here. Oh, we got this cute little bunny. Maybe this will be the episode of the small projects. I don't know. Got lots of little bits here. We have another cat. This one's going to need a lot of embroidery. I think I want to respect how this kid was using the thread to fill in all of these spaces. So this one will be a longer project, I think, because we'll have to fill in all of these stripes with stitches. So let's put that one on the back burner for right now and see what else that we have. What is this one? Oh yeah, we've got this shark. Ooh, maybe we just do all these gray ones today. I don't know. Anybody out there want to chime in or have an opinion on what we could work on today? I was thinking we could put these back to back and just make it a plushie with two different faces, or we could put it on some kind of like, we'll see how this is like a little zipper purse. It wasn't finished. It has an egg on it. But like we could put something like this on a little zipper purse. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. If there's any ideas that you like that I've said so far, just chime in the comments or in the chat. At this point, I still have this eyeball with the little highlights that we haven't used on anything yet. And then, of course, we've got this little guy, so cute. I believe this was a gingerbread man. So we could also finish this guy up. Maybe put some pipe cleaners in his body so he's a little bit bendy. And then look at this beautiful piece. The student was drawing on these lines using the back stitch for the with the thread. A cute little fox. So let's see. Oh, and actually, oh my gosh, I have to share this one with you. This one's amazing. Let's see if the camera will focus on me. This one really doesn't need much of anything. What this student was making was a room that when you opened it up, it turns, it's like gosh, I don't even know if you would call it origami. You know those cards that have like parts where when it's closed, it's flat, but when it's opened, these pieces attach, and then you have like the little bed with the dresser in front. Super cute. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one as far as completion. It doesn't need much more. I mean, maybe like a little area rug, and then this dresser attached to the back so that when you open it, it folds up. Anyway, so we're going through all of this stuff slowly but surely every week. And we even have this little tiny person that we could possibly work on. So these are, I think this is kind of the zone that we'll be in. Oh, yeah. And this is like one of those little spinny wheels where you want to see what color it lands on. Not sure what this student had in mind for this project, but maybe we'll figure something out along the way and see how we can incorporate that into something. So I'm going to put these aside for right now. And I think I'm going to turn my focus to these gray pieces. And I think I'm going to start with this wolf. It has a beautiful eye already sewn on there. It's got an eye on the other side. So basically we just have to sew this shut, and then this one will be complete. So why don't we do that? Okay. Excellent. So as usual, I think I'm going to go ahead and start on this project with the thread that's already in here. I'm pulling back a couple of stitches because I wanted to straighten out the thread. So as we go along, I will be showing you all the stitches that we do to complete these things. Right now we're going to be doing the whip stitch around the edge of this project, and the whip stitch will be tiny so that we'll be able to get some stuffing in this little wolf. That'd be nice. So the whip stitch coming down along the leg. I'll probably only put stuffing in this one as opposed to pipe cleaner, because I don't know if those legs really need to be articulated one way or another, because it's already in a sitting position. So I think this will just be a nice little wolf plushie. How's the music? Can you hear the music? I can turn the music up or down. Just a little background music so that it's not completely silent in here. Kind of getting to the end of my thread here. Let me get to the bottom of the foot. Oops, yep. This is a telltale sign that your thread needs to be tied off when it starts falling off of your needle. Okay, would you like to have the music a little bit louder? I see that it's not very loud. I'll put a little bit louder. Let's see. It's pretty chill music, so it's not a very loud kind of music. And I'm tying my knot, making a stitch, turning my needle around and going through, oops, through the loop. Hold on. I'm missing a thread. Sometimes your thread gets out of line and then you don't pull each thread through the loop, which then kind of creates a little mess. So I had to secure that thread so we can turn it around and put it through the loop. Ooh. That music sounds loud now, to me anyway. And then I'm going to put it through, suck that knot in, and then cut it here. Yeah, it's a little bit loud. Okay, so let's see if we have any thread in here that we can use. I do see some gray. I'm all about using up what we have. I'm going to split 2 threads off of this one. As I've said in the past, embroidery thread comes 6 strands. 6 strands in width. And for most projects, we only need 2 strands. 1 strand is not strong enough, but 2 strands is just strong enough for it to hold our little pieces together. Let me give myself a fresh cut here. And I'm going to use the pinch blossom method. So I'm going to pinch, place my eye of my needle and then I'm going to blossom the thread right into the eye of my needle. I'm going to start on the inside so I can hide the knot on the inside of the project. So at the top of the hour, I will probably take a break just for not even 5 to use the restroom, get up, walk around, have some water. And it's always a good time to get up and stretch yourself. So in about 45 minutes, we'll probably end up doing that. But for now, we're just going to sew this beautiful little wolf together. Can you see my stitches are okay? And when we're sewing, always make sure to go up into the, the corner up here, so that your thread isn't just bridging from one leg to the other. You always have to make one stitch up high. And then maybe before we get too far in this one, I'm gonna put a little bit of stuffing in that front foot. Let's see if I can reach with this headset on. Here. There we go. Got a little bit of stuffing. And again, we don't want to get too big a piece because we want to fit it into a very small area. Let's see if we can push some of this in there. I just want to help feed the stuffing into this little foot. Yeah, the back of my pencil is a little too small. But with the tip here, we are slowly edging all of that little stuffing into the front foot. There we go. You can see the little stuffing. It's very small, but it would be more difficult to stuff these pieces the further we get. So I'd like to try to stuff as we go along. All right. Got that other little leg. Oops. Are there any questions that anyone has about sewing? And are there any projects that you're working on now at this time? We have a greenARTS Galore page on Facebook where you could post your pictures of your projects if you wanted to. If you're crafting along, or maybe I inspired you to start working on a project, you could post it there. I'd love to see it. Crafts are my joy. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any stuffing in this little tiny leg. This might be a stuffingless leg. We'll see. A lot of times when my students are drawing out their designs, they're not aware to not make things a little too narrow. Because when you're making plushies, you have to make them a little bit wider because when you stuff them, they're going to move up, which makes things more narrow. So one of the things that I try to teach my students when we are making stencils for the first time is to draw it, but draw it thicker than you want, because once you start stuffing it, that it'll get thinner. So if you draw it the width that you want it to be, then it'll be much skinnier once you stuff it. So you have to kind of make your stencils a little bit oversized. All right. And here we go. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat in case there's any questions. If you're just lurking and hanging out, that's okay too. Not everyone wants to be in the chat. Okay. As we come to the end of this thread, I believe I will go ahead and start trying to stuff that second foot. And then we have to think, what will be our next project? If you have any desire to see one or the other, chime up and I will accommodate. Oop, okay, my thread's getting short. So let's go ahead and tie this off. Coming around, going through the loop. Make a stitch right on top of the other. Turn around, go through the loop. And then we're going to push it through to the inside, so we don't have any threads hanging off of our projects. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit of stuffing in there. It'll be challenging. I'm trying to think if I have any small sticks that I could use. I think I'm just going to have to use my pencil. Slowly pushing stuffing in. It feels a little useless at first, like you're just poking, but sometimes it will eventually get down into that little channel. Let's see. We got a little bit of stuffing in there, but not much. I keep trying. All right. Let's see here. I think we are almost there. Yes. Okay, so inevitably the stuffing does move down into that spot. You just have to be patient and keep pushing it down with the tip of your pencil. I don't know if the camera can see. I'm going down this tiny little channel here. It's a little bit tough to see. Okay. Well, we definitely got some in the front part, but not much in the bottom. I am determined, though. I am determined. Because what if somebody buys this and they want the little stuffing to be at the tip of the foot? I know I would if I were buying it. All right. I think we did it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's definitely stuffing in these two little feet. All right. Let's continue on. More gray thread. So I'm looking at these 3 projects that I was thinking of working on today, and I have to say it's very monochromatic, so I might go in the direction of some more colorful things that we could work on instead of all of this gray stuff. Like this guy. He makes me happy. All right, sliding my needle in between the 2 pieces of fabric so I can hide my knot on the inside. And we're going to continue on sewing that whip stitch all the way around. And as we come around the corner of this tail, I am going to start stuffing it a little bit because the angle would be a little bit hard to get the stuffing in there if I waited until it's completely sewn. So notice I'm turning my project direction in my hand so that my stitches will fall to the other side of the tail now. There we go. Oh, I did say that I was going to start sewing in more contrasting colors, didn't I? To make it easier for you to see the stitches. Okay, on the next one, we're using a contrasting color. I remember now. All right, we're getting down to about halfway here. I'm going to stop for a moment. And we are going to put a little stuffing in front of that tail. And I'm going to push that stuffing up into the back side. I think I'm going to use the back side of my pencil now. Okay. There we go. And then the rest of the stuffing, maybe I'll just put down into the body. And I will pinch this shut while I continue to sew. Let's see, let's get some of this fluff out of the way. Notice I'm using my needle to kind of push the fluff out of the way so I can see the edge of my fabric to stitch. I may have to pull some of that stuffing out. Let's see. You know what? Let me just pull some of that stuffing down to the hind area because it's too fat. The tail is too fat right here. I put too much stuffing. All right. There we go. All right, coming to the bottom here. Let's get a little bit more stuffing in this part of the body. Nice little back paw. And we're coming to the point where we're going to be sewing up the back. So I think I want to also see if we can't get it a little stuffing in the face. Get a little bit of his chin, a little bit of his nose. Use this. There we go. It seems like a small amount of stuffing in your hand when you pick it up, but as soon as you put it in a tiny little plushie like this, all of a sudden it feels like it's a lot of stuffing. Okay. Where are we? Back down here. I'm going to just push this down, push these together. Ooh, music is quite loud and intense at this moment. I'm going to turn it down just a bit. All right. Okay, coming to the end on this cute little guy. Pushing in all those extra little threads. Feeling to see if the stuffing is good. I think the stuffing's good. And we're going to go ahead and close it. I keep on thinking there are birds outside singing, but it's actually in the music that's playing, which is kind of cool. All right, here we go. You can see the little knot from before is sticking out. I'm just going to push it down with my needle and then finish up this ear. And we're going to be done. Ow. Done with our little wolf. Making a knot, creating a loop, going through the loop, doing it twice on top of each other, and then pushing the needle in and out someplace else so I can cut the thread away from the knot. All right, here we go. Our little wolf. Oh, very nice. I'll put him aside right now, right there. And I don't think I want to do all the gray things in one day because it's kind of a gray day out today, and I want to bring in more color to the moment. So we're going to work on this guy. And as I promised, we're going to be using more contrasting colors. So this student used these cute little buttons for the eyes. And now we're going to sew on the mouth and the little bow tie. Maybe I'll try to find a little, maybe like a square red button for on the bow tie. Let me see if we have one. And then what color do you think we could use to put the mouth on? Sometimes I have square buttons. Ooh, how about that one? That one might work. I like it. Just a little something different. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and just sew that button on, and that button will hold on the little bow tie. Okay, I got 2 threads here, tying a knot. Here we go. Let me just trim this little fuzz here. maybe move this just slightly up. And then I'm going to put the button right there. Can you see it okay? And I'm going to come up from behind with my knot on the back. Buttons are a little bit challenging to put on. You have to hold it with your thumb while you're going through the holes of the button. But once you get a couple of stitches in it, then it's just a matter of securing it tight. I usually do at the least 3 stitches. Some people do more. I think that made a nice little addition to this bow tie. Coming to the back, I'm going to tie it off, going through underneath that stitch, creating a little loop for me to put my thread through. Underneath the stitch, create a loop, go through. Nice. Okay, is there anyone out there that would like to pick the color for us to sew the mouth on with? We got the teeth here and the red mouth. I was going to try to see if I could do a more contrasting color or maybe just a slightly different color so that it's easier to see for you guys. Plus, I mean, we can do anything we want with these. It's our creative license. I'll just cut that little tip of his head off. There we go. All right. Hold on one moment. Next. All right. Sometimes this fuzz gets up in your nose when you're cutting it. All right, so what color could we sew this on with? Why don't we do we could do a little black to kind of delineate, show where the teeth are. So why don't we start with that? This is kind of a short thread, but I think it'll be long enough for us to do what we need to do. All right. Okay, I'm going to start on this side here. And I'm just going to make teeth, just like this. And hopefully we will be in line with the center so it doesn't look like they have like one tooth in the middle. Here, I think I could do it with this stitch. There we go. Does that look a little strange? Just a wee bit, but that's okay. Get rid of that. I like it. Now I can also come back the other way and just meet those stitches from the top. To make the line complete all the way to the top. Ooh, and my thread is getting short. We'll see if I can make it to the end. And one last stitch. I like it. Come to the back, go underneath the closest stitch, create a loop, and go through the loop. Going through the loop. All right. Now, why don't we do a little bit of orange to sew on the bottom of that mouth. Again, picking a color that's not exactly the same so you guys can see it a little bit better. And then once we finish this, we got to figure out what we're going to do. I was thinking it would be kind of cute to put it on a little bag. We'll see. So I really only need to sew on the bottom half of this smile. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the running stitch. Before we kind of did the back stitch there, this one will be the running stitch. So I'm just going to go along the bottom of the mouth with these nice little stitches. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know you're hearing me loud and clear. I've been having a struggle with the sound because I'm really about the crafting, not the technical stuff. But I have family and friends that help me get things set up. And I'm hoping that every stream I'll be just a little bit better at this. And there you go. Come on, that is so cute, right? I love it. So why don't we make this into like a little bag? Like this will be the design on a little bag. Oops. So let me see here what we have with our stuff. Trying to see. That's kind of nice. What could we do with this? Ooh, nice contrasting color for this guy. What if we had like a little bag like that and we attached him on here? Or just a pillow, really. I kind of like this. What do you think? Should I sew it onto this? Burgundy? I don't know if I have any zippers on me. Let's see if it could be a zipper purse. Oh, hello. What do we have here? I don't know. I don't think it's the right colors. I think we'll save that for something else. But I think this will be very cute on here. We're just going to sew it on. And why don't we see if we can get a little audience participation and see maybe what color you guys would like to see me sew this on with. So we have a couple of colors here that I could do. We have this. And what I'll be sewing is the running stitch all the way around the edge. So I have like this kind of like mossy green. What else? I could just do red, which would kind of tie it in with the other stuff too. What other colors? We could do white. I'm kind of looking to see what I have in here. We could sew it on with white, or we could sew it on with blue. So those are my 4 choices. Shall we sew this emoji on this sheet with white, blue, red, or the mossy green? What do you think? Time for some participation. And there really is no wrong answer. What do you think? Anyone out there care to chime in? Green, red, blue, or white? I'll wait. The green. Yes. You know what? I agree. Let's do the green. I think it really looks nice because we have so many warm colors here. And the green is a nice cool color that we could introduce and make it look just a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to split off 2 off of here. Oops. Tie my knot. Hold on one moment. Just going to skip that song. It had some words in the background that I didn't recognize. How's the music? Do you still hear it? Okay. So I'm going to just start over here on the side. I'm going to come up from behind. And we're just going to do a nice little running stitch all around the edge. And as we come up to the tie, all we need to do is just flip it away from the edge, push all those extra threads under, and just sew underneath. Coming over to this side. Get that in there. Coming all the way around the edge. Try to be careful not to let your stitches get too big. Actually, you know what? I don't like that last stitch. So we're going to make it just a little bit smaller. Which is my prerogative. That's the one thing when students are first starting, you know, sometimes they just want to get the stitch done in like 2 or 3 stitches. And when you're making something small, it's nice to keep the stitches small because they're in a proper proportion for everything to be together. Yep. Coming around the edge here. And it's okay to, you know, you notice I poke my needle up quite a few times because I want the spot to just be right. So you just poke it up as many times as you need to get your needle up in the right spot. You are in control of the situation. You're the brain in the operations. I still think his head looks a little pointy, so I'm just going to round it off ever so slightly. There we go. Just a little bit. And then continue on. Lovely. And always turning the project in my hand, just so that my hands are in a comfortable position to complete that stitch. It looks like we're going to be able to sew this one on with just one thread, which is nice. Oops. Okay, getting towards the end of our thread. It's starting to fall off my needle. Luckily, I think we only have to do 2 more stitches, and then we can tie off. There we go. Split the difference with one last stitch. All right. There we go. Flip it over. Ooh, didn't that look pretty? The back sides are usually so messy, but this one is pretty simple. I'm going to go and create that loop, go through the loop, and then create another loop right over the other one. All right. There we go. A little emoji. Ooh. One moment, let me take a drink break. In fact, it's almost time for us to get up and walk around for a moment. How are you liking it so far? Isn't this adorable? I'm happy with the 2 that we've worked on so far. Sometimes I'm rushing through this stuff so quickly that I don't take a moment to just pause, have a sip of coffee, and talk to you guys. So, how do you like it so far? Is it nice? And I'm wondering if I should bother to see if I can find another zipper that's a different color, because making this a zipper purse could be cool as opposed to a pillow. Does anyone have an opinion out there? Zipper purse or pillow? Sip of water. What I have in here. If I have any other colored zippers. I think I might. Yeah, I just wasn't crazy about that zipper color. But I don't have any others with me right now. Let's see here. Okay, well, I think today then it shall just be a cute little pillow. So I'm going to pin these edges. And let's figure out, let's figure out what color we're going to sew this closed with. We could do an orange. That would be quite nice. We could tie in with the green again, possibly here. What other color? I'm thinking maybe not the blue this time. I think it's not enough contrast. I think it'll be a little bit more poppy if we do one of these other colors. Or maybe even pink, which could kind of go with the burgundy. It's a very beautiful color, burgundy. You don't see a lot of nice colors in felt. They're usually pretty bright. Yeah, so these are the colors, I think, that we can choose from. Anybody out there have a preference? Orange, green, or pink? I'll wait for a moment and let you guys have a think on that. In fact, why don't I just take a moment, a break, and I will be right back. And you guys, when I come back, I'll look to see what color you've chosen. The choices are, I'll write it in the chat. Orange, pink, or green. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a moment because it's the top of the hour, and I'm going to take a bio break, get a little drink of water, and I'll be right back. And while I'm gone, let me know what color you want to use, okay? Let me put that on the scene too. There you go.
Mission 31B, the first flight of the Airway Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay. I'm back. Hello. All right. So, what did we decide? No takers yet on which color? Okay, well then I guess I'll have to choose myself. And I think I choose green again. Here we go. Going to split 2 threads off. And with this size of a pillow, it'll take me 2 full threads to go all the way around the edge. Here we go. Taking a break is always nice. Just for a moment to get up, walk around a little bit, get the feeling back into your legs again. Are we all good on the volume? You can hear me okay? Sometimes I'm a little bit nervous. The first stream that I did for the first 9 minutes, I was completely muted. So I had to start my beginning spiel again. It was hilarious. But I give myself, leeway because this is all new to me, the streaming. The crafting I've been doing for years. The streaming, completely new. So anyway, So I'm going to do the whip stitch to sew this little pillow around. And I start on the inside so I can hide my knot on the inside. And then it's the whip stitch. So just up from behind. That's the whole stitch, up from behind. It's a great little stitch, the whip stitch. I like the green with this burgundy. They're very pretty together. Sometimes I'll hold the fabric to the side so I can see if I'm going through both pieces. You don't want to miss that back piece, because then when you go to stuff, you're going to have fluff falling out of that little hole. And the whip stitch is a pretty quick stitch. And as I get to the corner, I'm going to flip my piece around, change it, the position of my hand, and continue on. So as I was saying before, some of these projects, well, probably all of these projects will end up on my Etsy store for those that are interested in purchasing it. You know, they're not going to be expensive, probably somewhere between $10 and $25, depending on the piece. I'm not really in it to make the money. Really, it's just about getting them to a new home. Because I can't keep them all. I don't have all the space for these. But I know that sometimes people like to buy what they see being made on YouTube. So they'll be available for people. I guess what I'll do is, if you're interested, just make sure you subscribe, because I will just put a notification when I am putting these projects on my Etsy store. And that way you will get notified and know to look for them there. These are one of a kind. You know, there's no others like them. So this isn't going to be, you know, there'll be one for every one of you out there. It's just there's one piece, and if you're interested, you can buy it. But yeah, these are all one of a kinds. It's kind of the whole beauty of crafting is it's not on an assembly line. It's not manufactured. It is hand sewn and handmade by someone, and it's unique in that way. And yeah, and that's what's pretty awesome about crafting, is just being able to create stuff, either something that you want to replicate that you've seen, which is how I pretty much started. And then after a while, you come up with your own ideas and you create your own stuff. How's the music out there? I did turn it up when I left for my break. Is it too loud? Or can you hear it at all? Okay, starting on the inside again. so I can hide my knot inside. Oops, I'm going to go down here so the camera has an easier time focusing. It's interesting because I have been crafting for well over 20 years, 10 years with students. But the one thing that I realize is when you're crafting and streaming, you have to keep your hands where the camera can focus on you. And so I end up bringing my project up here, and then sometimes the camera won't focus. So I try to remember to bring it back down. So many things to think about. Okay, I'm on this end, and I think I want to stuff now. So let's pull this pin out. Let's get some stuff in. My bag of fluff. Let's see. That looks about right. I don't want it to be too fluffy because I don't want it to be distorted. And what I try to tell my students all the time is you really want to start off with a little piece because you want to get those little pieces into the corners. The corners always miss the stuffing if you just kind of wad up a big piece and stick it in the center. And those little corners don't get their stuffing. Also, the amount of stuffing you put in your project is how soft or hard it'll be. A lot of kids or students will want to put a lot of stuffing in it. And the more stuffing you put in it, then it's like a hard. So if you want it to be like nice and squishy like that, yeah, then you don't want a lot of fluff. Believe it or not, you don't want a lot of stuffing. Okay, I'm thinking just a little bit more. Just this much. I'm going to put it on this end. And then as I am sewing this shut, oops, the right kind of cut in here. First, we want to push this down a little bit. I'm going to stick a pin so it'll hold most of it together. Yeah, that's nice and soft. See, if I really stuffed it, you wouldn't be able to squeeze it if it had a lot of stuffing in it. So this is like the perfect amount of stuffing. For me, my preference. When you're making your own piece, your preference gets to be king. All right. So as I'm holding it here, I'm just going to make sure I'm going through both pieces. Notice now that it's stuffed, these edges aren't lining up as well as before, but that's okay because I have the fabric between my thumb and finger, and I can move my thumb and finger back and forth to get it more in line. Like this. Do you see that? How I can press it either way? Yeah, it doesn't want to focus on that so much. But trust me when I say your finger and your thumb can move the fabric up and down, back and forth, so that it's in the perfect position. It's really something that you learn how to do in practice. Sometimes it's not so easy to convey that through words. But that's why I'm here, showing you through example of what we can do. And once we start running out of projects to complete, I think I might mix in some just how to do this from scratch, like cutting letters out of fabric, especially if you're doing like block letters, capital block letters. Pretty easy. I can show you if you're interested, just tune in. I'm hoping to be able to slide into some more how-to instructional videos through this series. But I got to tell you that completing these projects has really been healing for me. And I hope you guys are also enjoying this process. Coming to the end, tying my knot, going through the loop. And then once I do the knot, I'm going to slide my needle into the project and out someplace else. So I can pull that thread in. Boop. All right. Oops, here we go. Get the stuffing more to the corners. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. And it's nice and soft and squishy. So there we go. Oh, I'm happy I got this guy finished. And this little wolf. Pretty nice, right? I do have a tendency to rush, so I'm actually making an effort to slow down a little bit and connect with you. I get so excited and I just want to go, go, go. It's the horse in me. Also in this moment, I actually wanted to show you that, plushies and pillows and little zipper bags are cool to make, but let me show you a few other things that I show my students. This is just a little square that we sewed little planets onto with the running stitch. And then also, very creatively, this actually, I didn't make this. I had one of my assistants, Asia. She made this for me as an example for my students. And we had these cute little, like spaceship buttons. And so she did this beautiful little running stitch to depict the travel path of the rocket, which I just thought was absolutely adorable. So not only is it using sewing on little pieces, but then also drawing lines with the thread, and then having these little star buttons on there. I always thought that was really sweet. Oops. There we go. Better. And then I did one of these. It's seen better days because I have it in my student project folders. But here we did something similar with the running stitch to depict a butterfly flying off of a flower, which we did with buttons. I have this little heart-shaped button. That's the top of this girl's dress. And then a little dog button. More flower buttons, just creating like a cute little scene. In fact, this is the one that's on my website background. I think that's a sweet little piece. And then this past Halloween, I got a little bit crazy. And I made let me pull these out of the way a little bit. And I made a Jack Skellington. So, we were doing the running stitch around, the back stitch for the eyebrows and the mouth. The pinstripes on his outfit is the back stitch. And I even put a little button in there. We have, and the hands I kind of just left free here. And also, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the dog. Zero. Zero is the name of the dog. And I cut 4 pieces to make the dog. The white, the yellow of the nose, the black of the eye, and the red of the collar. But I only sewed the white piece on through these pieces. I don't know if you can, if it will it focus on those stitches? There it is. See, so all the rest of the white is not sewn on. It's just flappy. See? So the dog, the ghost dog, is just kind of ethereal, flappy. Here, I just attached those 3 colored bits. What else? And then my little pumpkin guy here off the edge. You know, when you're making it yourself, there are really no rules. You just make what you want to make. I even got his little bat bow tie. I'm going to bring it up to the camera and see if you can see the little bat eyes that I made. Come on, camera. Can you see the bat eyes? There they are. The little bat eyes. Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces. I'm just trying to encourage people, you know, you don't have to always make a plushie, or you can make like an art piece. Not quite a tableau, but, you know. And then trying to get more into the brain of the students, I made this little plushie of the game Among Us. I don't know if any of you guys know that. They are trying to fool each other and lie and on this ship in space. And sometimes there'll be, well, not sometimes, every time, there's going to be somebody on this spaceship murdering somebody. And this is what you get when you find somebody murdered. And then you press the button and you all get into a group and you try to figure out who is the murderer, and then you eject them from the ship. So that's my little story within this little piece of art. And I made them plushy just to make it a little bit more fun, more tactile. You know, it's just one sheet with a kind of a story on it. So I think that's sweet. And then, which one? Is that it? Those are all the ones that I have. Yeah, for right now. I just wanted to share those with you because basically when you're crafting with felt, you can make it be just about anything. You are the creator of the stuff. Anyway, okay. I'm going to put these away and let's figure out what will be the piece that we do next. Let's flip through some of these. Oh, I did have a little smile here earlier, but I don't see where it is. So not smile, a little cheek. You know what? Why don't we do this? That way I can show you a little bit about the back stitch, which is really a great stitch. You can draw with the back stitch. You can do lettering with the back stitch. It's incredibly versatile. Let me see. Did this student... Okay, so this student was using full strength thread, so I'm going to continue using full strength thread on this project. How's the music? Is it a little loud or is it okay? The volume? It's like right next to my ear, so it kind of seems loud to me. Right. Okay, so the back stitch is we're just going to be following these lines. That's how easy it is. Sometimes when I'm doing the back stitch, I actually visualize what I'm doing on the fabric while I'm sewing it. But in this situation, they've drawn lines for us to follow. So I'm going to follow those lines. And really how you do it is you come up on the actual line and then you come back to the hole of the last stitch. And you're creating a line with that. I wonder if I can get a little bit closer on this one. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that for a minute so you can be a little bit closer in on my stitches. All right, so having my needle come right up on the line. I don't know if you can see that. My needle's coming up right on that line. And then I'm going to share the hole of that last stitch. And I think this is going to be like a nose coming out and then coming back in. So let's just follow this line and see where it takes us. The trick about the back stitch is that you want to not make your stitches long. Like the smaller the arch, the shorter your stitches need to be to create that arch. So it's good to just keep your stitches small. And I'm going to continue this line down. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do this because I really think the way this was drawn out, even though it's not very clear, is that this is the nose right here. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and follow this line in here to kind of get this fox mouth looking better, more complete. And a lot of times, you draw this out and you just have to trust the process of where this is going to take you. Because sometimes you don't really see it until it's all finished. So I'm going to come to the edge of this mouth here. Let's see here. And then I'm actually going to come in and I'm going to do what's called satin stitch. Satin stitch is basically when you are doing stitches parallel to each other to fill in a space. And right now I am filling in the little black nose of the fox. So as you see, it's going to fill up more and more as I move across. And I'm doing these stitches very close to each other. So they're touching. And if they aren't touching and I did them too far apart, I can just come back and put a stitch in between those two. Oops. There we go. Do you see the little nose coming along? Oh, it might be a little bit easier to see this way. Yeah, see that? The little nose. I'm going to do one stitch on top to help define the shape a little bit better. Let's see how that helps. Oh yeah, look at that. A little foxy nose. So swinging back underneath here, continuing that mouth, which is, I assume, the bottom lip of this fox. Making sure not to make my stitches too long, because I want to really get that nice softness of the line through. And there you go. I'm going to come around the bottom here. Coming along the bottom of the mouth here to define the shape of the fox's chin. Okay, we're getting to the end of our thread. So I'm going to go ahead. Now I'd usually do it at the stitch closest to it, but it's so close to the edge, I don't want to deal with all the thread. So I'm just going to move to a stitch more inside so that when I do make my knot, it'll be away from the edge and then I won't have all those little threads to deal with. So creating a loop, going through the loop, going one more time, always 2 knots on top of each other, pulling it. And then I'm just kind of moving my thread underneath another stitch so that the thread's kind of taken away from the edge. Oops, here we go. Yeah, look at that, so cute. So let's go ahead and continue around here. I'm wondering if maybe I should do brown. Brown or orange. Will orange be too, not contrast enough? Maybe I can just continue with the black. Any preferences out there? Black, orange, or brown? To go ahead around the edge of our piece. What do you guys think? All the parts that are drawn with the pencil mark could be one of these 3 colors. Black, orange, or brown. Any preferences out there? Notice I keep my drinks on the back counter because I'm notorious for spilling stuff on my desk. Well, I think I'm going to continue with black then, if there's no preferences out there. And then we got to figure out, what are we going to do with this piece? Will we get a back for it and make it a cute little plushie? Or will we put it on a pillow like this one? I do not know. I'm going to start from up here and I'm going to work my way down here, and that way it'll be easier for me to jump over to that edge without wasting too much thread. Going into that last stitch and then coming up on the pencil line. You'll notice I'm showing you a couple of different ways how to do the stitches, the positions of the hands. It just really depends on what's comfortable for you. Going down and then up out of that one. All right, that completes that. And then I'm just going to kind of jump over here and continue on. How's everyone doing out there? I hope you're having a wonderful day on this Tuesday. In my area, it's a little bit overcast, which is nice because it was a very pleasant and warm weekend. I know, I've gotten to the weather portion of the stream. I am more than willing to field any sewing questions that you might have, or inquiries about, what we might do the next time. Always looking for some input. I mean, I have ideas of what I want to do, but ultimately you are the one that will determine whether that is a success or not. So I would like to, give you what you want as far as crafts go. All right, continuing on. All right. Also, let me know, is 2 hours too long to be doing this streaming? Or is 2 hours a good length? Let's see, what do we got here? I guess I'm going to, what am I going to do here? I'm going to follow the cut. Just go along here. And then come back up over here. It is a little bit tougher to pull 6 strands through the felt than it is the 2 strands, as I was saying before. But I'm respecting the student's style, and they were using the full strength of the thread, all 6 strands. So I decided to do that also. Okay. I like it. Looks like there's some striation in here, so I'm just going to do a couple of stitches down here in this spot too. Sometimes with these lines, you're not exactly sure what the student had in mind, but you can kind of guess and figure out how to make it work. Coming around the edge here. What you will notice with the running stitch, not the running stitch, the back stitch, which is what we're doing right now, is that it is very thread intensive, which means that, do you see how thick the stitches are here? Because we're doubling back on ourselves, it actually uses more thread than just like the running stitch or the whip stitch. So for this thread, I'm only going to be able to do this much, and then I'll have to replace with a new thread. But that is just the nature of the backstitch. You end up using a lot more thread to get that complete line look. All right, let me tie this off while I still can. There we go. Get underneath that stitch, create a tiny little loop to go through. Oh, this is also the part of the stream where I start to sing along with the music. All right, let's see, let's cut this. Ooh, my nose. Okay. Again, full strength, so we're not going to split this. Squeezing it between my thumb and finger, putting the eye of the needle on there and blossoming out the thread. Oop. One more thread, please. There we go. All threads through. Okay. All right, I'm going to continue on here. Again, following the student's lines. Is it completely anatomically correct? Probably not, but it is how they were doing it, and that is what I want to respect. And see how cute this can be upon its completion. All right, coming back over here. Do I want to keep a little space there? Nah. Ooh, music is a little bit loud. Every once in a while, the songs will be a little bit more intense and louder. Just let me know if you are hearing it, if it's too loud. I don't want it to override me, so you can hear what I'm saying. Okay, oops, getting tangled here. All right, coming to the end of this little ear. I'm going to tie off on the back, and I'm going to move over to the other side. Finish off that other ear. Yeah, the back will get pretty heavy with all of this full strength thread. But it's looking super cute. Oh my gosh. Only 15 minutes left to the stream. That second hour goes by fast. Let's finish up this cute little thing and see where it takes us. I think I'm going to start here on the bottom and work my way up. Trying to come up on the actual pencil mark. So we're hiding all the pencil marks that are on this. Gonna do these little whiskers or tufts of fur on the side of the face for the fox. One more stitch in here. Here we go. So even if you don't catch my live streams, on my YouTube channel, there will be a greenARTS YouTube channel. There is the live VODs or video, and so my live episode will also still be a video on my channel, so you can watch it later if you don't have time to be with us live. All right. Here we go. Looking mighty cute. I don't know which line to follow. I think I'm going to follow this outside line. I think that'll look nice. And if you are enjoying this stream, please consider subscribing. Definitely hit that like button and either commenting in the chat for my live stream or commenting on my video will help YouTube algorithms know that this is content that people are interested in. So if you want to see more of me, you got to help me out and let YouTube know that this is something you would like to see. Here we go, coming up to the end of the ear. And we may still have to replace the thread before we're finished. Oops. Okay, let's finish this thread out. making a loop, going through the loop, giving it a good tug. And I'm just going to kind of wiggle this thread through another stitch more to the interior, so I don't have a thread that I have to deal with on the edge. Messy, but super cute. All right, just a little bit more thread to finish out that ear, and we'll be done with this piece. At least the stitching. Then we have to figure out, what do we want to do with it? Shall it just remain a patch? Do we put it onto a pillow? Or do we make it a plushie and just give it a back? And then it can be nice and squeezy. Ooh. Actually, you know what? We could make it into a plushie, and maybe I can put in some stuffing and some rice, which will kind of make it a nice tactile squishy. It's nice to put rice or beans in your plushie sometimes for a couple of different reasons. One, the rice acts like a good weight, like if you need counterweight for a piece, or if you want it to stand, kind of like the little cactus that I made. It has rice in the bottom half of it, so it helps the bottom be weighted so it can stand up if you want it. Or it's just kind of nice, like those exercise balls have a little bit of texture inside them when you're squeezing them. So that's what the beans and the rice can do in little plushies, which is actually quite satisfying. Let's see if we have enough time to do that today. I might have to wait until next stream, which will be Thursday. And we can put a back on this. Put a little stuffing and some rice. I think I like that idea. I'm trying to do different kinds of projects. I mean, like different style projects, even though I'm finishing projects that I've started. But, you know, this was just a patch. It wasn't completely thought out. So I think that we get to decide how this one will be finished. All right. Last stitch here to attach the ear. And there we go. I like it. And these eyes were actually done with brown. I wonder if we need to fill them out. Maybe we can discuss that the next time, because I don't think we'll be able to finish this one today. We'll finish it on Thursday. Yep. Yeah, so we have a couple of decisions to make about this one. Do we want to do anything with the eyes? Maybe fill them in with a color. We could do it with green or brown. We could even put some highlight in the eyes. Definitely, let's put a back on it. Let's see. Could I use this? Yeah. I got this extra fabric. So what we could do is right now, towards the end here, because we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes, I will cut this shape out, and then next time we'll attach these two pieces. And that will make this one complete. This was a very detailed little thing. I'm so happy to finish it up. I think this has been sitting in my box for at least 7 years. And I know this student has probably moved on, but I had this project and it was weighing on my mind. Oops, sorry. Here, let me back out a little bit. I forgot we were zoomed in. There we go. Yeah, so let's go ahead and cut these bits out. And then next time, we're going to make this guy a little plushy. We're going to put rice and stuffing in it. And we're going to make it, like once you get rice in it, it's almost like a fidget toy. You know, you're just kind of crunching it in your hand. And for any parents there that do have kids that need to have fidget toys, something like this filled with rice, perfect. And you can make it yourself. You don't have to buy it. And I'm all about that, you know. Self-sufficiency, making your own toys, making your own plushies, just overall creation of stuff is cool. So this is what we made today. Still going to be working on this one next week. And we've got our other cute little guys. I keep on pulling them out because they're so cute. And our little doll. And our kitty cat. And our air balloon. And the donut. And here's the little cactus that I was telling you about. So you can make like a round bottom so it has like a flat base. And then this part is stuffing, but from this point on it's rice, and it gives it enough of a weight on the bottom for it to be able to stand on its own, which is nice. Well, thank you so much for joining me on our Completionist series where we're completing these cute projects. I hope you're enjoying it. I am enjoying it very much. And I look forward to sharing this with you some more. Again, my name is Maya, and this is greenARTS. And I hope you join me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. PTS time. I think I said that right. If you don't want to miss my next stream, go ahead and subscribe. Definitely click that notification button. Always give me a like if you enjoyed this. Definitely leave a comment to let YouTube know that this is something that people are interested in. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye.